Hello, I'm Teacher Khoo. Okay, so today right is the O-level A Math Paper 1. Okay, and some of my students right have been complaining that the last question, the trigonometry question, is pretty difficult, and so requesting for some help. Right, so I'm just doing the last question, which is this one, the trigonometry question. Okay, so there are quite a lot of parts. Okay, so the first part, right, it will be showing that the left hand side equals right hand side. Okay, so typically for showing or proving question, right, for trigo, what we want to do is we want to start from the side that is more complicated. So in this case, obviously it's the left lah. Okay, so you want to start from the left hand side, more complicated one, simplify, 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 and then eventually become the right hand side. Okay, so what you can do here, looking at the numerator, is made up of some additional formula for sine lah. Okay, so what I'll do is left hand side equals to sine alpha cosine beta plus cosine alpha sine beta. Okay, so that's the first thing. Okay, then the second thing will be sine alpha cosine beta minus cosine alpha sine beta. Oh my god, almost no space already. The denominator is also an additional formula. So if you don't remember it, don't worry, it's provided in an exam formula list. So cosine alpha cosine beta minus sine alpha sine beta. Okay, and then plus cosine alpha cosine beta plus alpha sine beta. Okay, I know it's pretty long lah. Okay, I mean, finish writing this already a bit big check already. Okay, but then after that, the good news is once you are done with expanding everything, the numerator, right, cosine alpha sine beta, and this one, notice that one is plus, one is minus, right? So the good thing here is we can just strike off. Okay, I mean you don't really have to strike off lah. You can just copy the everything without this line and just don't write this thing that you strike off. Okay, for the visual effect, I'm just going to strike off so you can see clearly what I'm not going to keep. Okay, next thing at the denominator, it will be minus sine alpha sine beta together, as well as this part. Okay, plus the sine alpha and sine beta together. So same thing, strike off. Okay, guess what's going to happen? We're going to have the numerator much simpler now. Sine alpha cosine beta. Sine alpha cosine beta plus the same thing. If you plus the same thing, isn't it just times 2 lah? Okay, so now the denominator, it will be cosine alpha cosine beta plus itself. Plus itself means times 2 also. Cosine alpha cosine beta cosine beta. All right, now once again, cancel, cancel, cancel. Okay, so what you're going to have is 2 and 2 cancel, left with 1 and 1. And then cosine beta cancel, left with 1 and 1 also. So now I'm just going to have sine alpha over cosine alpha, which is equals to no space. So I just write horizontally, equals to tangent alpha equals to right hand side. Shown. And I'm not sure if it's true, but some of my students say that they never write shown, never write proven in exam, then they kind of minus 1 mark. Not a very good thing. So if you're not sure whether this is just a rumor or is it really true, but anyway, just to play safe, just write in exam, shown, proven. Then you write already, you also boost your ego, right? You feel better. So just do it okay? So that's all for question 12, part 1. All right, so now I'm going to move on to part 2. Wow, what is this part 2 talking about? Okay, so let's read the question together. Angles A and B are both acute. Okay, angle A acute, angle B acute. Sine A minus B is a negative 3/5. Wait a minute. If A and B both are acute, for example, you know what's acute, right? Acute is something between 0 to 90 degrees. So maybe A and B is like 10 degree, 20 degree, or 30 or 70, this kind of thing. Okay, somewhere between 0 and 90. If A minus B, right, then what can you get, right? It's either a big acute minus small acute. Big minus small is positive, but still acute. Right? For example, 80 degrees minus 20 degrees. 60 degrees is still acute. Right? Or the other way around, it will be small minus big. So if A minus B is small minus big, right? Then end up you're going to get a negative, but negative acute. Okay? Still it's negative. So I mean, some people may not know this, okay, but negative angles, right? Negative acute angles for example, negative 10 degrees, negative 40 degrees. These are like negative acute angles. is actually as good as fourth quadrant. Acute angles are first quadrant, but negative acute is the same as fourth quadrant. Because if let's say I got a negative 30 degrees, yeah, then I just plus 360 degrees, I will get 330. So that's kind of like fourth quadrant already, okay? So sine something gives you negative, right? The angle inside cannot be first quadrant, right? So it has to be fourth quadrant. Just like I said, it's either first quadrant or fourth quadrant, okay? Negative acute is same as fourth quadrant. So therefore, I can say that A minus B less than 0. It is a negative acute. So if I say A minus B is less than 0, right, means A is smaller than B. Okay, done already. What can be deduced about the size of B relative to A? I can say A is smaller than B. Or the other way around, I can say B is larger than A. Also can. Now, find the value of cosine A minus B. Now, just like I said, yeah, A minus B is a negative acute. For example, negative 10, negative 20, negative 30 degrees, they are negative acute, which is as good as fourth quadrant, and therefore cosine fourth quadrant, right, is positive. So I'm just going to draw a fourth quadrant angle. Okay, and this angle is not A, not B. I'm going to call it A minus B. I mean, not like I have a choice. The question said like that. Okay, so A minus B is here. Sine is, tuaka so, right? So is SOH. So sine A minus B is opposite, negative 3, over hypotenuse 5. And then the adjacent, right? Pythagoras theorem, blah, 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 blah. Please lah, Pythagoras theorem, you mentally can do it, right? So this number is 4. So find the value of cosine A minus B. So car is what? CAH law. So adjacent over hypotenuse. Like that. 2 marks. Sure, bro. Okay lah. Anyway, maybe Pythagoras theorem 1 mark. Then knowing that it's fourth quadrant 1 mark. Like that. Okay, so some people may ask, I got cosine equals to negative 4/5. How can I not? Cannot lah, wrong lah. Okay, the answer is positive 4/5. All right, next part. Moving on. All right, part 4. If cosine A plus B, now just now is A minus B. Now this part 4 is all about A plus B. You don't confuse. So cosine A plus B is this number, tangent A plus B is this number. Then you say, hey, what's the value of sine A plus B? This is state lah. So by right, I just say the answer, okay, already lah. But doesn't make sense, ma. Like I do a YouTube video, then I just say the answer, then never explain, then people should complain, right? So I'm going to explain a bit. Pretend to show some working, but actually mentally can do one. Right. So the thing is that tangent A plus B, okay, is equals to 24/7. Wow, pretend to use a lot of working. But actually tangent, right? Tangent is sine over cosine. So this is as good as sine A plus B over cosine A plus B. Might be a bit okay. Never mind. It's big already. Equals to 24/7. See lah, pretend to show working and end up not enough space. Okay. So I'm going to change my cosine A plus B into that 7/25. So sine A plus B over 7/25 equals to 24/7. Then cross multiply sine A plus B 24/7 times 7/25. Wow, I'm going to do this mentally. 24/25. So brilliant, right? Can do without calculator. Okay, so yeah, that's all for part 4. All right. So then now that you got sine A plus B, cosine A plus B, as well as the previous part, right? You also got the sine A minus B and cosine A minus B. So they say using the identity from part 1, show that tangent A equals to 1/3. Okay, so how? I forgot what's the identity in part 1 already, so I need to copy down. Okay. Making use of the A plus B, all this, right? I'm just going to copy all this. Okay, so that's how we can use the identity in part 1. Just that the identity is alpha beta lah. Then now they just call it A and B. You know that anyway in the don't know what kind of language is it. Alpha also means A, beta means B. Right. So that is the identity in part 1. Just I change it to A plus B ma. And then right, in case you didn't realize the writing won't move on. The question can move on. Okay. So cosine A minus B is 4/5, right? Just now we said. And then sine A minus B, negative 3/5. I'm just copying from the part 2 here lah, as well as the part 3. Okay, so continue moving down. You're very, very sure right that your words can move. Okay, like that. Copy, come on, copy some more. Okay, then one more. Sine A plus B just now we found out is 24/25, right? And then cosine A plus B, 7/25. And that is equals to tangent A. Okay lah, like that. Siam, and give more space like that. Okay, so from here on, you just need to press calculator. Hey, where's my calculator? Oh yeah, okay, I got this very cute calculator. Obviously not my buy one, not so cute. Okay, then okay, I'm going to skip the press calculator part in case you all get bored and then stop this video. Okay, so just press calculator and then you will get tangent A equals to 1/3 and shown. Once again, remember to show, so you lose 1 mark, don't blame me. All right, so that's the identity from part 1, show this one. All right, so tangent A is 1/3, congratulations, shown. And then tangent B is, oh, don't know Tangent B don't know They ask us to find. Okay, so part 6. What this question call me part, yeah? What? Blank page. Good. All right, we have come to the last part of this question, which is also the last part of this paper. Okay, say until much I do the whole paper. No lah, just one question only. So find the exact value of tangent B, right? I tell you what, the important information is going to be here and here. That's all I need. The rest all not important to part 6. So they say to find tangent B, I will use this one. So tangent A plus B is you use the additional formula, okay? So tangent A plus tangent B over 1 minus tangent A tangent B equals to 24/7. Then now what you do? You sub in the 1/3 because tangent A is 1/3, you know already. So 1/3 plus tangent B. I said B, why I write A? You see, guys, careless mistake is real, whether you student or teacher. Human are inevitably careless. So that's why always double check your working. If not, you lose marks in O level, then I malu on YouTube. Not good, right? Okay, so what else do I do now? Oh, cross multiply. Troublesome. 7/3 plus 7 tangent B. It rhymes. 24 minus 24/3 is 8 tangent B. And then why all this working so time consuming one? Okay, then I bring the negative 8 tangent B to the left side. So 8 plus 7, just straight away say 15. Then 24 minus 7/3, that is 21 and 2/3. And then tangent B equals to 21 and 2/3 divided by 15, I get 13/9. Sure now. Okay lah, to play safe lah, not to malu on YouTube. Okay, I'll press calculator now. Now it's like 11 p.m. already. My brain is a bit like sad. So okay, check. 24 minus 7/3. Correct. Divided by 15. Correct. Doing too much math with calculator, right? Make my mental some slow. Actually, in real life, I also like that. When I just teach the method, right? And then do all the working, right? But then exactly how to press calculator, this part, I usually ask my student to do. Why? Because I got excuse I can say, oh, y'all practice. Y'all need to practice how to press calculator, go exam. But the actual fact is I lazy lah. Because press calculator very boring. Okay, why I tell you all this? Shit, that's my trade secret. Okay, anyway, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's all for this question. And I hope you've enjoyed the time with Teacher Khoo. If you like my math video, please click like, subscribe, and I don't know then help me boost my subscriber. Yeah. Okay, thanks. Bye.